Have you ever looked at your savings account or investment portfolio and thought, this is going nowhere? I'll never be rich at this rate? Maybe you've got a couple thousand saved up, maybe even tens of thousands, but that seven-figure dream feels galaxies away. Well, what if I told you there's a tipping point in wealth building that completely flips the game? And once you cross it, your path to becoming a millionaire becomes way faster than you think. In fact, the hardest money you'll ever save is the first big chunk. After that, it feels like wealth starts building itself. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the first $100,000 is the most painful, but also the most powerful money you'll ever make. Common misconception. Most people believe money grows in a straight line. Save $10,000 and you're $10,000 closer to your goal. Save $50,000, you're $50,000 closer. Sounds logical, right? But that's completely wrong. Thinking wealth is linear is why so many people quit before they ever see results. They look at their account after years of grinding, see a tiny balance and think, forget it. I'll never get there. And honestly, if money worked the way they think it does, they'd probably be right. But money isn't linear, it's exponential. That means the game changes once you let compound growth kick in. Compound interest is when your money doesn't just earn returns. The returns themselves start earning returns. Over time, it snowballs into something that feels less like saving and more like your wealth multiplying on autopilot. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Whether or not he actually said that doesn't matter. The truth is, people who understand compounding build wealth. People who don't, they spend their lives asking, why can't I get ahead? So let's make this real. Imagine you put aside $100 every week. That's about $400 a month. Yes, it's not nothing, but it's also not impossible. We're talking about cutting back on takeout, skipping a couple impulse Amazon buys, or dialing down your subscription pile. Now let's say you invest that $100 per week in something boring but reliable, like a stock market index fund, which has historically returned around 8% a year on average. How long would it take to reach $100,000? Roughly 12 years. I know, 12 years sounds brutal, but think about it. 12 years ago, weren't you a completely different person? Time passes whether you invest or not. The difference is whether you'll have $100,000 at the end of it or nothing. Here's where most people give up. They see that first $100,000 take forever and think, this is pointless. What they don't realize is that the heavy lifting is already done. That first $100,000 isn't just money, it's the foundation. It's proof that you've developed the discipline, the patience, and the habits that will carry you the rest of the way. Now here's the fun part. Once you hit $100,000, things accelerate. The next $100,000 doesn't take 12 years. It takes about 6. And that's with the same $100 a week contribution. Think about that. You doubled your money in half the time. That's not magic. That's compound growth flexing its muscles. And by the time you hit $200,000, you're not 1/5 of the way to millionaire status. You're actually halfway there because compounding does the rest of the work for you. Future vision, millionaire status. Stick with this plan long enough and the numbers get ridiculous. By year 36, you've put in less than $200,000 of your own money, but your account has crossed over $1 million. At that point, your investments are generating $80,000 a year in returns, almost as much as the average American salary, without you lifting a finger. That's when the money feels like it's working harder than you ever did. And if you keep going, by year 45, your account is past $2 million, and your annual returns are higher than what most doctors or lawyers earn. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but what about inflation? Market crashes. I can barely save $50 a week, let alone $100. Let's tackle this. Inflation, that 8% return is already adjusted for it. Historically, the market has returned closer to 10%. We're being conservative. Market crashes? They're not a bug in the system. They're a feature. When stocks go down, your $100 buys more shares. And when markets recover, as they always have, those shares explode in value. Can't find $100 a week? Look at your budget. The average car payment is over $700 a month. The average household spends hundreds on restaurants, subscriptions, and impulse shopping. The money is there. It's just not being directed to your future. Here's the secret most people miss. Wealth isn't about intelligence or luck. It's about consistency and delayed gratification. We live in a world of instant everything. Instant food, instant streaming, instant credit. And that's exactly why most people never build wealth. They can't wait long enough to let compounding do its job. The people who get rich aren't the ones chasing lottery tickets or crypto moonshots. They're the boring ones. The ones quietly putting money into index funds every single week, year after year. And this is why that $100,000 milestone is so powerful. When you see 6 figures in your investment account, the dream becomes real. Suddenly, you're not just saving. You're watching your money grow by thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, every year without doing anything. It's addictive in the best way possible. Instead of wanting to spend, you want to invest more, because watching your balance grow is more exciting than any shopping spree. So here's the truth. The hardest part of becoming a millionaire isn't going from $500,000 to $1 million. It's going from $0 to $100,000. Once you cross that line, wealth starts snowballing. The question is, are you willing to push through that first painful stretch? Because 30 years from now, you'll either be glad you started or wishing you had. The clock is ticking either way. The only difference is whether you'll be wealthy when it runs out. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching.